Toes are going to be on the bar, V-shape with the feet, heels together. Press the back of the shoulders down, lengthen the back of the neck. Pull the belly in and then push away as you exhale. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, pressing away. Think long line through the back of the neck. Press the shoulders down. Pull your ribs in. Draw the navel in towards your spine. Make sure your low back is comfortable. It could be in neutral. If you like to rock the pelvis back and feel imprint, that is fine too. Just do 2 more. When you bring it in, turn your feet to parallel, lift the heels. All the way out and all the way back in. With those heels lifted like high heel shoes, you want to keep ankles right in line with the middle toe so you're not rolling your ankles out. Feel the quads work hard as you push away. Tighten the back of the thighs as you pull it in. Do 1 more push away, but then hold it. Keep the legs straight. Do some calf raises, lower and lift the heels. Lift the heels, bring it in halfway and do little short range of motion. Now imagine you're wearing that tight corset around your waist, pulling the belly in, pressing the shoulders down. Deep breath up high in the rib cage. Do the same thing, single leg. 1 leg is lifted at tabletop and keep it a tight, strong working leg. You're gonna go ahead and switch, same thing on the other side. So focus on deep breath up high in the ribs. Now when you bring it back in, move heels to the bar, flex the feet, and then push away into the heels. Bending, bringing it in, exhale, pushing away. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Pull the shoulder blades together. Do 1 more. And then when you bring it in, we're moving on to single leg work. So if you want to keep pushing with the heel, you can. You can also weaken the tension if you want. 1 leg is at tabletop, you push away and kick up, and bring it in, kick forward. Think high heel shoe on the pushing leg foot. Good, if you can deepen the stretch, reach the heel to the ceiling. Hopefully your arms are long, reaching and pressing down into the carriage still. Pull the shoulder blades together. We got 1 more kick. Hold the leg to the ceiling, grab on and pull that leg in for a stretch. And then when you bring it back in, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Toes, arch or heel, that pushing leg is fine. When you go out, try to reach the heel to the ceiling to deepen the stretch. Fully extending that lower leg. Still pressing the shoulders into the carriage, reaching the arms long. Go out and hold the leg to the ceiling, grab on and pull it in for a stretch. When you bring it back in, keep the carriage in, just rest your feet on the bar and drop both knees to one side. And then bring the knees up and over to the other side. Now when you center the legs, grab onto your straps. You're gonna go into feet and straps. So push all the way out, 1 foot at a time, and then lengthen your legs out to straight once they're in the straps. Your legs are reaching out that low 45-degree angle. Now on this one, you wanna maintain neutral. So if you need to, rock the pelvis a little bit. Find hip bones and pubic bone on the same plane and just hinge at the hips without moving the pelvis, without moving the low back. Hopefully feel that deep hamstring stretch. Inhale, legs lift. Exhale, pressing. If the arms are long by your side, press them down. Good. You have 1 more, stretch a little further. And with the legs down low, heels together, bend the knees for froggies, and then press out, lengthen to straight. Toes, inner thighs to work hard as you're pressing the heels together. Narrowing the waistline, still focus on the deep breath up high in the ribs. When you press the legs to straight, straddle the legs out to the side walls and then press right back to center. Inhale, the legs go out. Exhale, you press. When the heels meet together, really activate the inner thighs and pull up on the pelvic floor. Trying to increase your flexibility a little bit more with each one. Press and then hold together, go right into bow and arrow. One leg straight, opposite leg bends, press together. Same on the other side. Good. Do one more set. Hopefully feel evened up, keeping the pelvis right in the middle of the carriage. When you bring the legs together, we're going in a circle, so parallel feet, the legs go up, out to the side, the biggest circle you can make. Not letting the hips lift. So your sacrum is glued to the carriage. Smooth circles, rolling through the hips. Go one more circle in this direction, and then we're going to reverse, going around the opposite. The legs meet to center, really squeeze the legs together, trying to make each circle a little bigger than the last. Okay, you got one more. And now bring your legs to the ceiling just over the hips. Now don't move the carriage, both legs open and close. One more, and then when you hold together, don't move right leg. Left leg goes out, left leg comes back. Only taking that left leg out as far as you can without moving the pelvis. One more, and then when you hold back to center, we'll do 4 on the other side. Inhale, leg goes out, exhale, back to center. Pressing the shoulders down, pulling the belly in. Now hold together, both straight legs come towards your face and stretch. As far as you can, let the hips feel heavy, sinking down. Bend the knees, drop your hips back down if they've come up, and then press back out to straight. So we're going into short spine. First hinge at the hips, so bring the legs towards your face, and then lift your shoulder blades, rotate heels together, bend the knees, roll the spine down, and then press those heels down now. Parallel feet again, legs overhead and lift, bend the knees, rolling down, and then press. Do one more like that. Lifting, bend, roll down, and then press. Now the next one, go back to parallel feet. We're gonna lift the hips up right away. So lift and go in with control. So tighten your abs, good. Bend the knees like a froggy squat. Roll the spine back down, heels down and press. And again, lift, stiff as a board. Hips lift all the way to your shoulder blades. Good, bend the knees, rolling down and then press. This is your last one. Glue the legs together, reach arms long, bending, rolling down. After you press out, hold those legs just straight. We get to come out of the straps. When you're out of the straps, we get to weaken the tension, so we could do arm work. I'm gonna do a red and a blue for arms. You could always do more or less. Red and the blue. When you're back down onto your back, you're gonna have your legs at tabletop position at least, but you wanna find your neutral. So hip bone to pubic bone on the same plane, natural curve again. Don't let the ribs flare up, keep them pulled in. You could do hands in long loops or little loops. Arms are strong, legs are squeezing together, and then press down to your hips. Arms up on the inhale, down on the exhale. Not letting those legs wander with the movement of the carriage. So you can always lengthen those legs out to straight when you're ready. Good. Using the upper back to shrug the shoulders down. Squeezing the inner thighs together. Still pulling up on the pelvic floor. You could also add the flexion if you want to, where you curl up and look into your belly. Do one more, press down and hold it. Now arms go out to a T shape and then down to the hips. Squeezing the legs together. Trying to keep the legs low. You can do one more, press down and hold it, bend the elbows, bend the knees. Arms and legs go out to straight and then bend back in. Exhale when you press out. Do three more. Now press and then hold it. Hold straight arms, hold straight legs, and scissor kick the legs. And switch. Good, long arms reaching. Now hold the legs together. Pick a spot where you can maintain the legs and do arm circles. You can either do straight legs or tabletop legs. Keep pulling the belly in. Long arms reaching. When you're ready, you can change direction of the circle. Always using the upper back to shrug your shoulders down out of the ears. Do your last circle, and then finish with your arms at the ceiling so you can rest back down. So we're going to do coordination next. Coordination is where the arms and legs go out, legs open, close, bend the knees, bend the arms. I'll walk you through it. But try to stay curled up, looking into the belly. Arms are strong, legs are squeezing together, tabletop. Press the arms and legs out straight, hold it, legs open, close, bend knees, lastly bend arms. Exhale out. Knees in, arms in. So remember to keep those arms long and reaching as you draw the knees into your chest. Also narrow the waistline, pulling the belly in. Every time those legs meet back to center, squeeze the inner thighs together. Knees in, arms in. Two more. Open, close legs, knees, arms. Last one, press out. And then you can rest. Put your straps away on the shoulder rest. So we'll do our set of bridging. This is where you have your hands by your side, feet on the bar. You could do toes, arches, or heels. A red and a blue is average. You can always do a little less to work harder or more for easier. So lead with the tailbone. Peel your spine up so you lift the hips, elevate the heels, and then push the carriage away. Pull it right back in. Pushing out and pulling back home. You got one more. Pull it all the way in and hold the carriage in. Don't let it move as you roll the spine right back down. We'll do the same thing with the turnout, heels together, glue the heels together the whole time as you lift the hips up, push the carriage away and pull it in. Good, since you're on the toes, lift the heels. So breathing. When you bring it in, hold it in, and then slowly roll the spine down without moving the carriage. And then you can rest. You can do a little hip stretch, cross one ankle over the opposite knee and hug it in. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And then when you're ready, you're gonna come up to seated, facing towards the springs. And we're gonna stay sitting on the carriage here as we weaken the tension and then move right into some more arm work. So when you're sitting, your legs are gonna be straight. I have it on just one red spring. If you wanna work a little harder, you can add on the quarter or the 50 as well. But hands are gonna be in the little loops if you have double loops. Otherwise, you can keep them into the big loops to make it easier. Legs can be straight, hopefully, but crossing inside legs is also an option. So start tension on the ropes, pull the belly in, grow tall, and then both arms forward as you exhale, and then bring them right back down. Exhale forward. Shoulders are shrugging down. You're trying so hard not to lean back into the shoulder rest. And we're gonna add circles to this. So bring your arms all the way up next to your ears, out to the side walls and down. If you wanted to, you could just stick with shoulder height instead of going all the way up. Keep your core tight and pulled in. Always pull up on the pelvic floor. Those legs, if they're long and straight, they're squeezing together. With your hands next to your hips, you're gonna pause and go in the reverse direction. So they lift from the side and then fall down in front of you. Always keeping those ropes slightly wider than your shoulders so they don't bug your shoulders. Next time your arms get overhead, you're gonna pause, hold them up there, bend the elbows, move right into salute. With salute, try to lean forward in that hinge and then press the length in the arms. You could stay straight and vertical if you didn't want to hinge. Good, remember to still squeeze the straight legs together, pull the belly in. As the arms lengthen up, your shoulders shrug down. Do one more tricep press, and then you can bend the arms, bring them back down. So we're moving on to punches. This is where you add the forward fold to it. So change the way you grip the straps. Thumbs are in the straps, ropes underneath your arms, squeeze the legs together, punch and reach over the legs. Bend your arms, stack right back up to straight. Exhale, folding forward. Hollow out the abdomen and use those abs to fold your spine over the legs. Remember to not grip into your neck. Your shoulders still shrug down. Pull the belly in deeper. Now punch forward and hold it if you can. Hold and reach. Good, flex the feet, shoulders shrug down, squeeze the legs together, and then you can come right back up. Go ahead and put your straps away on the shoulder rest. We're gonna come to kneeling, but I want you to weaken the tension to just the blue spring. With just the blue spring on, you're gonna kneel facing towards the ropes. With this, your hands are gonna be out there on the rails. Knees touch the shoulder rest, hands out on the rails. Grip the rails, shoulders shrug down, and now move the carriage by just flexing at the hips and your knees. Bringing those knees under your belly, knees go away. Keep the arms strong, your shoulders shrug down, and a long straight line through your spine. So you're thinking about pulling the carriage using your abdomen. Don't grip into the neck, make the upper back work harder. Pulling the belly in. You have 3 more. Now pull and hold it if you can. Hold and stay there. Draw the navel in, squeeze your glutes, and then you can finally sit back and relax, sitting back to your heels and just stretch. Now stand tall on your knees and grab for your straps again, and we're gonna do airplane on this one. So staying at the blue spring, always feel free to go heavier if you wanted to. With airplane, I'm crossing the ropes to give me a little bit more range of motion. You can make this harder by staying in the little loops or go easier to the long loops. Arms out to the side walls, wrists are up as high as your shoulders. If you can, hinge back from the knees into that thigh stretch and then press those arms back. You want your palms facing the floor or back behind you. Long arms or reach into the side walls. Hollow out the abdomen. Exhale with every press. Remember to pull up on the pelvic floor. Two more. Now hold your arms out there, hold them back, still breathing. And then you can bring your arms forward. Good, bring your elbows back by your waist. Walk your knees back so that your feet are hanging off the back edge of the carriage. We're gonna go into a thigh stretch with a tricep press. So draw the elbows back, hinge back into the thigh stretch, and then press back for tricep presses. That's good. Lengthen those arms to straight. Still squeeze the glutes, still pull up on the pelvic floor. 2 more. And then you can bring your arms forward. Good, uncross your ropes, put the straps away on the shoulder rest. Now we're gonna go into control front where our hands are gonna be on the shoulder rest, your feet are gonna be on the bar, but we wanna go heavier to one red spring. Now you have the option, the bar is kind of high, you have the option of putting your feet onto the bar or making it easier and putting your feet on the platform. With the bar down one spot, it will make it a little bit easier on your upper body as your feet aren't as high in relation to the shoulders. So go ahead, push away. Both legs are long and straight. If you need to, you could always back out and put feet on the wood. But now you're just pushing the carriage away with the arms and then bringing wrists right underneath your shoulders. Remember to pull the belly in the whole time. Exhale as you're pushing away. Try not to grip into your neck. Do one more. Bring your knee down to the carriage. The next one we're going to go into, it looks like a pike. So we're coming down onto our elbows. Get your feet right back to the same spot. Lengthen your legs out to straight. So in this one, we're lifting up to what looks like a triangle, and then you drop right back to your straight line. Lifting the hips, and then dropping back down. Good. Keep your neck in neutral too. So when you lift the hips, you see your toes. When you drop your hips, you see your hands. You can do one more. Bring one knee down to the carriage and then guide the carriage back in. Good job. Go back to your foot bar. So a red and a blue spring is average for stomach massage. You can always do a little more, a little less. But let's keep the bar down where it is. If you have a sticky grip, you can sit on it. I'm gonna sit on the padded platform grip. Hips are pretty close to the springs. Make sure you add it on that spring. I almost forgot to add mine back on, even though I already told you about it. So red and the blue is average for this one. If you keep sliding back on the carriage, you can go lighter on the tension. But glue the heels together, arms are reaching out in front of you, grow tall, and then push away as you exhale. Knees in on the inhale, exhale, pressing away. Roll the shoulders down and back. Fully extend the legs to straight. Now you're already twisting. Push away and twist. Back in. We'll go to the other side. Try to open up across the front of the chest as you reach that arm back. Keep pressing the heels together so you feel the inner thighs working. Pull up on the pelvic floor. One more on each side. Finish up that set. And then when you bring it back to center, you're going to bring your hands to the shoulder rest back behind you. Now lift the rib cage as high as you can. If this bothers your shoulders, your wrists, or your elbows, you could always come back down. Keep your neck in neutral so you're not looking directly up to the ceiling, but you are lifting the chin a little. And all it is calf raises while we hold this chest and shoulder stretch. Legs are long and straight. Drop the heels, lift the heels. Keep lifting the rib cage. Do one more. Lift the heels, bend the knees, bring it in, grab onto your bar and push away for your monkey stretch. So hands and feet on the bar. When you're ready, you can bend the knees and bring it back in. So you can get rid of a grip if you have it underneath your hips. We're gonna take off the blue spring and we're gonna go into another set of arm work. But this one, take off the blue so you're just left with the red. But if you like lighter, you can go down to 75. You could do more and add a quarter to the red. But turn and face towards the side of your reformer, just sitting crossed Indian style. Grab onto the forward strap, and you're gonna hold it with the hand closest to that strap. Your arms are up like you're holding a big beach ball in your arms. Stabilize the shoulders so there's none of this movement in the shoulder joint. You're just twisting your spine towards the foot bar and then back to center. You got to focus on keeping that lower body strong and stable. So ideally from belly button south, you don't move and no movement in the shoulders. Those joints are welded and strong and stable. As you're twisting, think wringing the air out of the lungs. Try not to grip into the neck. You have 3 more rotations. Last one. And then right back in. So the next one is backhand. Put on the blue, then take off the red. If you know that the arm close to the foot bar is a little weaker, you could go down to the quarter. So hand in the strap, backhand on this one, and then you extend that arm out to straight, then bring it back in. Exhale when you reach. Try not to move your spine, growing tall and straight, both shoulders shrugging down, pulling the belly in and always pulling up on the pelvic floor. Do 2 more. Last reach out. Now we're going to keep this tension on the other side, so we'll do backhand first on the other side. So spinning around, grab the strap with the hand furthest from the ropes. Sit tall and straight, and then extend that arm out to straight. Bend on the inhale, exhale, reaching out. That's good, keeping your wrists straight. Try not to rotate as you lengthen the arm. Do 1 more. And then you can bring it back down. Change the tension. 1 red spring. You're gonna hold the loop with the hand closest to the ropes. Big circle with the arms. Shoulders shrug down out of the ears. And then twist towards the foot bar. Inhale, face front. Exhale, twist. Shoulders are sliding down out of the ears. Growing taller. Remember to pull up on the pelvic floor. Exhale, twist for 1 more. And then you can come right back to center. Put that strap away. So let's come off and we're gonna put our box on. It is gonna be long box. And then we're gonna be pulling the straps. So once you get your box on, take your bar down to the lowest spot. Still on the red spring, but you could always do more if you want to do more. And long box right in front of the shoulder rest. You're gonna lay on your belly with hands in the straps. You could cross your ropes too if you wanted to. Arms are straight, reaching down to the floor. Lift the rib cage, lift the legs, and then straight arms swing back. Arms down to the floor and then pressing back. Pulling the shoulder blades together, keep lifting the legs. Keep the neck in neutral too, so you're not lifting the chin up, but then you're also not dropping chin to your chest, looking into the belly. Lift the legs, lift the rib cage a little higher. Press back and hold it. Now it's a tricep press. Bend at the elbows and then press your arms to straighten. Keep lifting the legs. Keep lifting the rib cage. Last 2. Hold it. Hands are back next to your hips. Now arms go out to a T shape and then all the way back to your hips. Keep lifting the rib cage. Keep lifting the legs. Rolling the shoulders down and back. Now the next time you press, you're going to hold it Hands at your hips and stay there. Lift everything a little higher and breathe. Pull the belly in, and then you can take a break. Put the straps away on the shoulder rest. Just stretch your arms out along the rails and reach. Now to give yourself a good stretch, you can walk yourself up to the pulleys and grab onto them, and then kind of just let yourself feel like it's hanging with your hands on those pulleys. Now, when you come out of this, come out gracefully with control, hands to the rails, and then slide back home. When you come off the box, you are going to keep the box on, but you're going to reduce the tension. With this, it's just a blue spring. We're going to do the kneeling leg kick. So if you know you want to go weaker, you can go weaker down to the quarter, but you're going to kneel facing towards the ropes, climbing up onto that box. You're on all fours, and you want to center the knee that is staying on the box. Don't drop forward. Make sure it's still underneath your hips. Take one foot down to the side of the box so you can put that same strap side on your foot. With this, we're doing kicks, so you're going to swing the leg back on every exhale. When you bring the leg down, try to just bring it next to you, not in front. And then exhale, press. You're also working hard to keep yourself squared off, so shoulders are still over the wrists. Get that leg up as high as the hip. And we're trying so hard to keep the top hip, actually the one that's on the box, that hip over the knee that is on the box. Swinging that leg back. Both arms are strong. Should feel the obliques working to help keep yourself squared off. Still breathing. You have 2 more. And now press and hold it. Holding that leg up as high as the hip. Still breathe. Shoulders shrug down. And then bring the leg all the way down and forward. The strap should fall off, or you could just take it off. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Make sure the knee goes where the other knee was, underneath your hips, but in the center of the box. Put the strap on the foot. Lengthen that leg and swinging back. Try to keep both hips facing the floor so that we're not turning out when you kick up. Both arms are strong and a long line through your spine. Exhale on every press back too. Think forcing the air out of the lungs. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Shoulders are shrugging down out of the ears. Good, last 2 kicks. Stay squared off. Keep those arms strong. The last one we hold it. Open or kick back and hold it. Still breathe. And then bring the leg all the way back down. Go ahead and put that strap away. We're coming off and we're gonna get rid of the box. So we're gonna do scooter next. Once the box is off, go ahead and add on a red spring to the blue spring. You can pull your bar back up and then stay on that side of your reformer. One foot is gonna be to the shoulder rest and then one foot stays on the floor. The knee that's on the carriage there, make sure it hovers off the carriage, and the standing leg is strong, stable with a little bend in the knee. This is a red and a blue. Feel free to do more or less. Trying to not use that bar if you don't need it. Have your hands on your hips. Feel your abs tighten underneath your fingers. Still squeezing the glutes. Pulling the belly in. Last 3. Bring it in and keep it in, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Foot to the shoulder rest, standing leg is strong, stable, and little kicks. Focus on squeezing the glutes, keep the upper body strong, even pulling the shoulder blades together too. Pull the belly in and pull up on the pelvic floor. Focus on that deep breath up high in the rib cage. Good, 2 more. And then when you bring it in, you can keep it in. Carriage is in. Let's stand for elephant so we can go right into arabesque. So the elephant is standing with straight legs, still on the red and the blue. Heels are down, hips are back, and then push away with the legs. Bring it right back in using your abs. Flat back elephant, a long line from wrist to hips. Feel that calf stretch when you go out. Hamstring and low back stretch when you bring it in. Do one more, but hold it out there. With the carriage away, push your hips back further, sink the ribs lower, and then you can bring it all the way back in. So for arabesque, you're gonna lift the heels like high heel shoes, and then you're gonna pick either leg to lift up to the ceiling. Now pay attention to your wrists. You're keeping even pressure on your wrists. Get that leg up as high as you can. Back and forth. Now the lower foot can always stay flat if you didn't want to lift up the heel. Last one, pull it in, hold it home, and then go ahead and switch. Same thing on the other side. Keep the hips up, lift that leg up, and then go back and forth. Try to lift that leg a little higher if you can. Still breathing. Shoulders are shrugging down out of the ears. Bring it in, hold it in, and then you're going to go ahead and rest on the foot. Come on down to kneeling. You're going to change the spring so that you take off the blue and add on the quarter, adding on the yellow. So you have a red and a yellow one. We're going to lift up into long stretch and then hopefully go into up stretch. So when you're ready, shoulders are over the bar. Lift up and hold those legs just straight. If you want to stay on the knees, you could always stay on the knees. But you push away with the arms and then bring it right back in. Back and forth. Hollowing out the abdomen. Still tighten the legs. Good. Do one more. Now when shoulders are over the bar, you're going to hold it. Lift the hips and fix those feet so that they're comfortable. You want to think high heel shoes. Keep sending the hips back. So this looks like elephant that we did before. When you're ready, you're going to push the carriage all the way out, the whole length of the reformer. Then you're going to bring your shoulders over the bar so it looks like you're in a plank. Keep shoulders over the bar as you round your spine, lifting the hips. Keep the carriage in and send your hips back. We start over again. Going all the way out, shoulders over the bar, rounding your spine to the ceiling, and then sending the hips back. Pushing away, shoulders over the bar, lift the hips, and back. We'll do one more. When the carriage is in, hold it in, and you can come on down to kneeling. When you're kneeling on the carriage, you're gonna have a red and a blue on. You can keep that quarter on if you want. So sit halfway back to your heels, and we're gonna go right into our knee stretches. So squeeze the glutes, pull the belly in, and then push away with the legs. Legs out, legs in. Now, if you wanted to work a little harder, you could lift the knees up, so the knees just hover right off the carriage. Still breathing, back and forth. So squeeze the glutes. 3 more. Last one. Keep the carriage in, rest your knees down, and we're only going to be on a blue or the yellow. So it's either going to be the 50 or the quarter. The quarter is going to make you work harder because it's weaker, less assistance from the springs pulling it in. So this one, keep the knees down, just sit halfway back to your heels, hands are on the bar, shoulders shrug down, and now push the carriage away with the legs. Legs go out, and then legs come right back in. Legs go away, and then legs pull home. Keeping the shoulders stable, still breathing, hollowing out the abdomen. Trying so hard not to grip into your neck. Last 2. And your last one. Sending away, pull it back in, and let's keep it in. You can fix your feet however they're comfortable. Just sit back into a little child's pose stretch, lengthening the arms. Now we're gonna go into our front splits. So add on the red spring. Keeping that quarter on is up to you, but don't do red and a blue. Just do the red or red and a quarter. One foot goes back to the shoulder rest. Opposite foot goes to the platform or bar. You're good. You're on the bar. Push away and stretch as far as you can. Remember to still focus on that deep breath up high in the rib cage. Shoulders are still shrugging down out of the ears. Let's do one more push away. When you bring it back in, we gotta do the same thing on the other side. Trying to push away a little further with each one. Good, you got one more. When you bring it back in, we're gonna sit for mermaid. So go ahead and have one shin to the shoulder rest, opposite hand is on the bar. I know, I can see it now. Sitting in the Z sit, try not to move your hips from the start position, just push away and stretch. Good, come back in, and then take the hand off the bar to go in the opposite direction. Shoulders always slide down. The next one, we're gonna be threading the needle, so take that arm way overhead, then rotate, just reaching under the arm. Twist back while you stay down low, keeping the carriage where it is, and then come all the way back up. The next one will go into the full. So hand back to the bar, push away, you stretch, then you rotate, both hands are on the bar, square those arms off so hands are wide, look down, bend the elbows, and then push away, exhale. Keep your neck in neutral, shoulders shrug down. One more, push away, hold straight arms, look forward and lift the rib cage so you come up for the extension, keep that rotation, and lower down. Inhale as you lift up, twisting a little more to the left, and then lower. One more, deep breath, lifting up. Lower down, stay down low. Move the hand back to the center, rotate first to come out of this, and then we're gonna come up and over into the opposite direction. When you're ready, you're gonna spin around facing the other side. The first one, no rotation, just hand on the bar, push away and stretch. Come back up, and then stretch in the opposite direction. Now threading the needle on the next one so that reaching arm goes all the way overhead. Rotate to reach under that pushing arm, twist back, and then lift back up to come out. Going for the full, so hand on the bar, push away, you stretch, and then rotate. Both hands are on the bar. You're looking down as you bend the elbows 3 times. Keep that rotation in your spine. Bend and straighten. You got one more. Now hold the arms straight, look forward and lift the rib cage so you come up and then go all the way down. Deep breath up high in the rib cage. Lower, this is your last one. Deep breath. Lower down, stay down low. Move the hand back to the center, rotate, and then come all the way back up. And the hand goes up and over. All right, let's sit facing towards the foot bar. Last thing you're gonna do is your monkey stretch, and then after that, you're all done. So hands and feet on the bar again, and push away and stretch. Try to pull yourself deeper into the legs. If the legs are straight, try pushing the heels under the bar, and then pull yourself deeper into the legs. Good job. You could bring it in, scoot back, feet on the carriage with your hips, but drop the knees wide. Soles of the feet touch, and just lean into the legs. Good job. After that last stretch, you're all done.